The speaker states this clause from the perspective of the object, the seizures, in the subject-object relationship with the unstated subject. To receive the definition of the transitive verb use, the action indicated by the phrase of the to-infinitive to cut a piece of paper is the purpose of the subject of this clause. To receive the action indicated by the past participle used that has the trait of the adjective. The present participle in the clause stated in the progressive tense has the trait of an adverb to specify the definition of the be verb. Because the speaker emphasizes the fact that a point in time when the subject exists is stated as a period for actualizing the definition of the present participle during the period. We can think of this analogy. There is a picture in our cell phone and we want to zoom in into so that we can see the picture larger and clearer. We can zoom in a point in time when the subject exists into a period so that the speaker can specify how the subject is when the subject exists at first from the definition of the be verb. We can understand that the speaker emphasizes the continuity during a period that is stated in the present, that is stated in the progressive tense. The speaker can state a clause stated in the simple tense without an emphasis to expand a point in time into a period. From this perspective, we can understand that the present participle to specify the definition of the be verb in the progressive tense has the trait of an adverb, because the speaker can deliver the same intent without an emphasis in the simple tense. However, the way of statement to focus on the perspective of the object in a mediated object in the subject-object relationship mediated by the definition of the transitive verb is the only one that cannot be replaced. So we can understand that the past participle used applied in a clause stated in the passive voice of the speaker has the trait of an adjective that can have the role as a subjective complement to describe the subject directly as a constituent of a clause. There is a conference that is the combination of the be verb to describe the existence of the subject at first and the past participle used that has the trait of an adjective the preposition to and the object of the preposition that is a gerund. We can understand that the object of the preposition becomes a gerund from a root infinitive. The combination of the preposition to and the root infinitive is commonly applied, so the speakers in the linguistic group agree with the term to-infinitive. And the combination of the preposition to and a gerund is similar with the to-infinitive from the fact that the phrase of the preposition to and the object of the preposition to is the template of the to-infinitive and the preposition to and a gerund. We can understand that the form of the object of the preposition to is changed from the root infinitive that has the same form as the verb to a gerund whose form reveals that the body of the gerund or the body of the gerund that has the same form as a verb is added with the suffix ing. The form of the verb and the suffix ing reveals that the definition of the body of the gerund drink in this clause, in this example, lasts during a period. So we can understand that the root infinitive describes the purpose of the existence of the subject mediated by the preposition to actualizes at a point in time later than the existence of the subject of the preposition to. Compared to the information about time for the actualization of the root infinitive, that is the object of the preposition to, we can understand that the subject of the preposition to, the speaker in this clause, has a purpose at the present because the be verb am describes the speaker exists at the present. The speaker, the point in time when the speaker has a purpose is the present, and the speaker exists at the present, and the speaker has a purpose to actualize an action later than the present during a period, indicated by revealed by the form, revealed whose information about time is revealed with the form of the gerund drinking. We can think of this interpretation in this way. The speaker has a purpose at the present to actualize an action described by the body of the gerund drink in the near future, later than the present, during a period. The speaker wants to emphasize that the action indicated described by the gerund lasts during a period. The speaker reveals the content of the purpose in the to-infinitive to be actualized at a point in time, later than the point in time when the subject of the preposition to exists. The speaker reveals that the content of the purpose, according to the definition of the preposition to, actualizes during a period, according to the form of the gerund drinking. I'm sorry? In this class, the definition of the verb am describes the speaker who exists at the present when the speaker states this clause to the listeners in the conversation. The form of the past participle used reveals that the speaker, who is the subject of this clause, is the object in the subject-object relationship mediated by the transitive verb use. The speaker focuses on the object. The speaker states this clause from the perspective of the object. The speaker who is in the subject-object relationship with the unstated subject. So we can understand that the past participle used has the trait of an adjective, and at the present, when the speaker receives the condition described by the transitive verb use from the unstated subject, the speaker has a purpose to actualize an action during a period in the near future, later than the present, when the speaker as the subject exists. And the application of our Lord, who assigns us a blissful mission, we can understand this clause to describe the accustomed condition of the speaker as the subject of this clause.